Gardens Airport. Normally, the runway for arrivals is runway 36. But today, the speed and direction of the surface wind require runway 18 to be used for both departures and arrivals, even though runway 18 does not have any instrumental approach procedure. YellowJet 75 is notified and requests an ILS approach on runway 36 as planned, followed by a circling approach on runway 18. The request is approved. At the same time, Red Arrow 3 Alpha Charlie is cleared for startup from runway 18 and starts taxiing toward the runway holding point. Since no other arrivals are planned in the next 30 minutes, approach tells the controller that departures are released at tower control's discretion. Meanwhile, YellowJet 75 contacts the tower and is established on ILS for runway 36. When the aircraft reaches 1,000 feet, it is cleared to join left-hand downwind to runway 18 for the circling approach. After a short while, YellowJet 75 reports joining left-hand base runway 18. Next, the tower controller asks Red Arrow 3 Alpha Charlie, which is now at the runway holding point, for an immediate departure. Red Arrow 3 Alpha Charlie accepts and is cleared for lineup and takeoff on runway 18. YellowJet 75 makes a tight turn on base for a short final. It is a shorter maneuver than what the tower controller was expecting. Right when Red Arrow 3 Alpha Charlie starts rolling, YellowJet 75 reports on final approach. But a few seconds later, the pilots notify the tower we are going around standard missed approach procedure. YellowJet 75 climbs, maintaining a runway heading for 10 seconds. Meanwhile, Red Arrow 3 Alpha Charlie is on its initial climb. The two aircraft are now on the same heading and about to be at the same altitude. YellowJet 75 overflies half of the runway and turns left in order to intercept the standard missed approach of ILS runway 36. Red Arrow 3 Alpha Charlie turns left as well, following his SID. In the absence of any ATC instructions and following the standard missed approach procedure, YellowJet 75 proceeds northeastbound after the left turn. Meanwhile, Red Arrow 3 Alpha Charlie goes southeast, following his SID. Finally, the two aircraft regain a proper horizontal separation. What a critical situation! Nowadays, a circling approach is not flown as frequently and is no longer part of every pilot's recurrent training. So unless it's procedurally defined, circling approaches are a challenging maneuver. Going around from a non-procedural circling approach is a transition from a visual maneuver to an instrument missed approach maneuver. It may present uncertainty about the correct trajectory for everyone involved. How do we avoid this? Controllers. Pilots may not have experience with circling approaches and may need assistance, especially if they decide to go around at any point. Anticipate potential conflict scenarios and use defensive traffic controlling by avoiding situations that could become marginal. For example, avoid lineup clearances after a circling aircraft has started a base turn. Ensure both pilot and controller have agreed on go-around procedures before the circling begins. In case of tight spacing between departing and arrival aircraft on the same runway, provide traffic information early enough to both aircraft to keep their traffic awareness high. Pilots, ATC might be uncertain about your flight trajectory, so thoroughly brief the procedure, the required visual reference, and the go-around scenarios before the approach. Inform ATC of any imminent go-around as early as possible and provide details of initial missed approach maneuvers to expand their situational awareness. Be prepared for ATC tactical instructions that may not be as expected. Learn more about separation during a circling approach